Hello! The following podcast will contain spoilers for Star Wars The Last Jedi.
And a lot of rambling.
And a lot of rambling.
Fierce amount of rambling.
Ferocious amount of rambling.
Yeah, almost too much.
Arguably. So, if you're disinclined towards hearing spoilers for Star Wars The Last Jedi, maybe go see it before you listen to this. Although, Ben...
What?
Hello, Ben.
Yes.
You haven't seen it,
I've not seen it, but I hold no love for Star Wars in my heart, and probably won't mind you spoiling it.
So welcome back to the Tiny Room. I am your co-host, Michael, and I am here with the non-Star Wars loving co-host, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, obviously I meant Aquaman.
Aquaman. Yeah!
Ben, tell us about your relationship with Star Wars just before we do anything
Didn't
else.
know where you were going with that question for a second. I was like, oh, that's touchy territory. My relationship with Star Wars is meh.
Meh, just a meh.
The reason for that is my uncle is a tremendous Star Wars fan.
Right, go on.
My brother is a huge... Now, first of all, to be clear, in the way that your brother's favourite film is Prometheus, and that's shocking.
Unironically, as well.
My brother is the least nerd-inclined individual I've ever met in my life.
More so than... Oh, I can't think of anybody.
I'm so confident in his lack of nerdiness that I'm not even going to apologise on the microphone because he's definitely never going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, fuck him then.
My brother, as a general rule...
That's one.
You say the word, that's one. My brother, as a general rule, if you say to him that it's sci-fi in it, he just goes, no, I'm not watching it. And he just drops it. He just isn't interested in anything that isn't drama-based or real-world-based.
Oh, really? He's one of those people.
And yet...
I know a few people like that.
The tremendously awful, tacky, kitsch, over-the-top, storytelling, by-the-numbers thing that is Star Wars
Woo!
makes him fall in love. He loves it. He loves a little bit of Star Wars in his life.
Is it because it's science fantasy, not science fiction?
I don't know what causes it. I just know that Star Wars, for some reason, is able to circumvent people's rational hatred of science fiction. And it just gets them. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's genius marketing. I don't know if it's big furry monster alien things or golden robots with miscoloured legs that people seem to have forgotten about, or lads with asthma conditions. I don't know what it is.
Oh, Darth Vader. So
they just love an L.
A Star Wars. People love a Star Wars.
Actually, I think the thing that might sum that up so beautifully is the fact that once upon a time in our fair city, they made the spire look like a giant lightsaber, and people were so much more enamoured with the lightsaber version that there was a very large successful petition to keep it that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not that successful, though, because...
it failed. But, logistically it was a trademark nightmare. I'd say Disney would have wanted Dublin to pay them.
I assume Disney were in some way involved in putting it up.
Yeah, but they would still probably want royalties or something if we turned it into a permanent fixture of our city.
Well,
and see the Dublin lightsaber.
Shortly, Ben, Disney will own everything, so we'll have very little choice in that.
What?
Very good fake surprise. We'll talk about that in a while. I went to see Star Wars.
Oh God!
Do you want to hear my review of it?
Go on.
It was fine.
Oh,
that's it. That's the review.
What was so fine about?
It's just fine. It's very long. First of all, it's 2.5 hours. Spoilers, obviously. So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we said it at the outset. So okay, hold on.
Can I ask you about the characters and you tell me how they did in this one?
Well, hold on a second. Just let me first of all tell you that I'm a middling Star Wars person.
Okay.
I've seen them all multiple
times.
Yeah. I will usually see a Star Wars film in its opening week.
Okay.
I've played several of the video games and read several of the comics. So I'm a medium Star Wars person.
I've read some of the comics, actually. I've read the Darth Vader ones.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they
and
are.
The Marvel one that's out, or was out last year,
was pretty good.
It was pretty good too.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Excuse my sip. But okay. I just found this one a bit much. My main problem with it was... Are we starting with the negative? Yeah.
Yeah,
My main problem with it was too many characters syndrome.
You mean the fact that they took Luke Skywalker and split it into a female version and a black version?
No, that's not at all what I mean.
Okay. Do you mean the fact that they...
It's amazing that you managed to be both sexist and racist in
Yeah,
one
I did
comment.
both really well.
No, that's not at all what I mean.
Is it the fact that they rebooted Darth Vader into a weird emo guy that's
No,
slightly out of date?
I quite like Kylo Ren, actually. He does a great topless scene with an incredibly high trouser. And I'm planning it for my Halloween costume next year because there's it's very easy to look ripped when you have a very high trouser covering your gut and it's just pecs.
What about Latino Han Solo?
God, you just hate diversity.
It's nothing like that. It's the problem that I have with the new ones is they've just taken the original and been what actor looks vaguely, or what actor could play a vaguely similar version of that original character that we had, and then they just take it and they do that. It has nothing, by the way, sorry, just to clarify, it has nothing to do with their race.
Yes, it does.
It's just Disney literally has a colour chart in their office and goes, oh, get one of those, and one of those, and one of those.
Bloody hell,
it's
man.
Shocking.
Bloody hell.
The way they cast it this time.
Welcome to the bloody right-wing podcast.
You know that's not true. You know that's not true.
No, that's... Hold on, what was I saying before you got all racist on me? I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Actually, the whole Han Solo thing is subverted, in a sense, in a bit of a way.
What do they do?
Well, it's both a kind of interesting thing about it and a bad thing about it.
Okay.
They have so many characters.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are holdovers from the previous movie.
Yeah.
Where they had important roles.
Okay.
So Poe and Finn were very much
Central figures
in the plot
of Reboot 1.
Exactly. In this one, they kind of have to invent a side mission to involve Poe and Finn and their new character Rose.
Oh, there's a new character?
Yeah.
Why are they making new...
To go on an adventure with Finn.
Oh, are they a love interest now?
No.
Did we
kind of.
Rey
maybe.
and Finn?
Maybe.
Finn Mance?
I don't think there's going to be any romance in it. To be honest. Anyway, look. They go off on a mission. The rebels are being hunted by Kylo. And they go off on a mission, and the mission ends up being a disaster, basically. Oh. And the mission ends up getting almost everyone killed.
Yay!
Not the main characters,
Aww.
but basically all of the side characters.
Yay!
Very few people survive this movie, and most of them don't survive it because of, depending on your way of looking at it, Poe's insubordination or the refusal of the Admiralty to share their plans. Basically, Poe doesn't trust the Admiral in charge of saving everyone, and he does a side mission.
Did they get political for 2017?
It's a bit weird. Like,
is this a case of we don't trust those steering the ship?
Well, then, Ben, spoilers. As it turns out, the Admiral lady was actually right, and Poe ruins the plan and gets everyone killed.
Oh,
but he's not reprimanded for it. His reprimand is, and then he's a hero again.
But it doesn't make sense. He killed people.
He
got folks killed.
Because he sent off the side mission, and then the side mission involved another guy, and then that other guy ends up screwing the pooch. But the whole sequence of events is set in motion by Poe and his little rebellion.
Okay.
So there's that. Second of all, they kind of think about broaching the topic of maybe there's no goodies and baddies.
Oh!
Right?
Would that not cause a rupture in Star Wars fandom the size of the Grand Canyon?
Well, if you think about it, basically the First Order are space Nazis.
Yes.
But the Rebellion are space terrorists.
Yes.
So that makes Kylo Ren space Hitler.
But he's not space Hitler. He's more like space
Goebbels. Yeah. So Snoke.
The exact same thing.
Snoke is space Hitler.
Yeah. Oh, so Snoke finally makes a.
Yeah, he makes a physical appearance. Snoke is space Hitler, but that makes General Leia Organa space Osama bin Laden in a lot of ways.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Not to Osama bin Laden, to Leia.
He's also dead, though.
They're both dead.
So It's
not
basically,
parallel.
but so they kind of Benicio del Toro's character who.
Oh, I'm sorry, Benicio del Toro's in the movie now.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so going to see it. I love Benicio del Toro.
It's pretty good.
I'll take him in anything they put him in. Love it.
So his character is neutral. He doesn't join the First Order or the Rebellion.
Pretty smart move.
And he kind of points out that a lot of arms dealers are making their money by selling weapons to the First Order. Oh, and the Rebellion.
Oh.
So, I mean...
So it's the same thing. Is he an arms dealer?
No, he's a hacker. Or a slicer in Star Wars parlance.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing
just
wrong
call
with making
him
up a word.
Fucking hacker.
Nothing wrong with making up a word. So anyway, he kind of says that, but in a very toothless way, and then they are really bad though, aren't they, the First Order, and the Rebellion is really nice.
So, I mean, we couldn't actually cause an ambiguity of morality here,
No.
because that would ruin the entire Star Wars universe.
Because you have light side and
where
dark
it's an
side.
ancient religion that dictates one or the other.
Yeah, and then...
Are you saying that the plot writers this time around are realising how short and narrow-minded George Lucas is when he writes things?
No, you see, in a lot of ways, maybe that's what you want from your fantasy, though. The rebels.
What a nice, clear line.
Yeah, the rebel... And, well, actually, no. Look, what I'm trying to say is, if they'd gone either way, if they'd gone... Actually, you know what? Things are complicated. Leia is the leader of a terrorist organisation. Sure. Or... if they'd gone, no, First Order are just bad.
Bad eggs.
Yeah, Rebellion are good eggs. Let's just...
That's the way it's always been.
We won't talk about any of the other stuff.
So the First Order is just the Empire, isn't it? Like, that's...
Pretty much, yeah.
Reboot of the Empire.
Pretty much, yeah. And they've taken over now.
Yeah, because they got their big Death Star 2.
No, that's blown up, remember? Starkiller Base. That got blown up.
Did that get blown up?
By Finn.
Actually, stop paying attention.
Rey.
Oh, exactly. Like the first time I saw it.
Yes.
When they did it with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. I see what you're saying is you're complaining that The Force Awakens is largely a remake of...
It is.
It's one of the best remakes ever, though.
Is it?
It's very good. It's a good remake. This isn't a remake of The Empire Strikes Back. Not exactly.
That's not so bad.
Well, you could, I suppose, argue that Benicio del Toro is Lando Calrissian's character.
Oh!
But
that's quite something.
But he's not really.
He's not really.
And the central conceit of the chase is a bit different. Although I mean, Rey is out of the main picture for a lot of it because she's off on a weird place training. Yeah, on Skellig Michael.
Is it Skellig Michael?
It's Skellig Michael near Puffin Island in County Clare,
Excellent.
County Kerry. And yeah, she's off training, and Luke was off training, and then she comes back. Oh, actually, there are a lot of similarities. What was the rebellion?
I just ruined Star Wars for
No,
you
what
again.
was the rebellion doing during?
Just getting ready.
During
Happy to
during The Empire Strikes Back.
Happy to come, baby. Happy to come.
Anyway, it's fine. Snoke has some cool guards. The red suited
Like
guys.
the red suited guys
Yeah,
from the original.
They actually get to do something.
Oh, that's
in
nice.
this, and they have special weapons that can fight a lightsaber, but they're not lightsabers. I think
Like
they're
they did in the Clone Wars.
What was it in the Clone Wars?
They had Grievous, and he had his little robot guards that he builds, and they have their little
Oh, the
taser
vibro
weapons.
things, yeah. The original Clone Wars, the Gendy Tartakovsky Clone
No,
Wars.
he did this in the movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did this in the movie as well.
No, I think Gendy Tartakovsky.
Yeah, I can never say it. Tarakovsky?
Is that what it is?
I don't
It's
know.
Russian.
Possibly that. I'll
Anyway.
never have another Ben's retractions. I'll never do it.
Look,
what's Lukey Skywalk's like? Oh, what's that about?
it's Mark Hamill.
It's just Mark Hamill being Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill living on an island and being a bit grumpy, but then he gets over it. And
Does a great out impression of Harrison Ford.
brilliant.
Yeah, did you see
Yeah,
that?
I saw it.
was
It's very
impressed
good.
with that. Very impressed with that.
Mark Hamill is a vocal
Gifted.
gymnastics man.
He's gifted.
Yeah, he's very good at the old vocals.
Did you ever see they did a wonderful new kind of tribute to him in
Harrison Ford.
Justice?
He's
No,
not dead.
to Mark Hamill, to his skill as a voice actor. They have 3 of his famous characters from the DC universe in the same car. So the Joker's driving the car, the Trickster is driving another one, and there's another character that he plays, but I can't remember. He does the voice for him as well.
Is it the Creeper?
It could be, but he has a conversation between all 3 of them, and you can really hear the subtleties that he brings to each character. It's really
He's
impressive.
like Justin Roiland,
He is a bit.
except his characters are much more distinctive.
Much more distinct.
It's not just old and young of the same thing.
Yeah, but still, as it happens. But yeah, so he any good? He comes back on the scene.
He's back in the scene.
Yeah. Is Rey another Jesus type figure? Is she special? Super special.
don't find Rey very annoying. I think Rey is fine.
She's grand. No, I don't mean it like that. I just mean I'm coming at this from a sloppy writing point of view. I couldn't give it. I think she's quite a likable character.
Yeah.
I think Finn is quite a likable character. I think Kylo Ren is decent enough. He's just very angsty. I think weird little Yoda knockoff was hilarious.
She's barely in it.
Good.
Maz Kanata?
I think Poe Dameron is terrible.
Oh,
he's just quite dull. He's just quite a dull character.
Well, like I said in this one, he has a lot more to do, but he turns out to really fuck it up.
Real dope.
That's too. Sorry, but he ruins a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of people killed.
This is the thing. Like, I don't. From a writing point of view, like the actors do a great job of bringing those characters. Like, that's an actor's job, obviously, but
not all actors are good.
Generally speaking, not all actors are good. But I just find it to be very messy. It's very. I don't know. It just seems untied. There's too much to do.
Look, Ben.
What's Rose like? What's she? What's her character?
She's a shy engineering type.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
You know what I mean? You know that type.
And if eventually she has to overcome her shyness and do her bit to help the rebellion.
No, she gets over it pretty quickly.
Oh, then it's just even worse writing. There's not even a character progression. For God's sake!
Character progression? Not really. No.
No, I just look.
Nothing we say is going to dissuade anyone.
No, of course not. I'm just
going to see this
Don't
from seeing it, and nothing we say is going to convince anyone who wasn't going to see it to see it. It's Star Wars. It's on track to become the second highest grossing movie
of the year.
Of ever.
This late now? Ever?
Maybe not. But up there, like.
They do a lot of marketing for it, though. There's Star Wars oranges knocking around the place.
Yeah, that's great. It's not going to do quite as well as The Force Awakens, but it didn't have...
The Force Awakens was the big reboot.
The reboot excitement. Anyway.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
And speaking of Disney...
Yay!
Disney own, as you know, essentially everything. They now own more of everything.
More of everything?
Yes.
How much more everything do they own, Michael?
Almost everything.
Almost everything.
Well, Ben, as you know...
Yes.
They have pretty much finalised, but not really. I think they've agreed in principle, basically.
Yes, the fee, the sum,
the
amount.
For Disney to buy Fox.
Yay!
Or most of Fox.
Yay!
Fox are going to keep their slightly obnoxious news channels.
Woo?
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Doesn't matter to us.
Doesn't matter to us at all. I suppose it matters to various folks over there.
In America, it'll matter.
In that America. That America.
Ben, do you want to pick an imaginary number for how much this might have cost? Because it's so much money that it's...
25 jelly beans.
No, that's not money, Ben.
And a spit handshake.
No. $52.4 billion in shares.
That's like saying you owe me 52 bisquillion.
I know, it's in shares as well. It's the most made up money of all time. It's
kind of like Bitcoin.
But but also stop kicking the table.
Sorry.
Listeners,
I'm really worried about the waves. The waves are funny.
Look at that wave.
The waves aren't great.
The
waves aren't great.
And 13.
Look how upset I got there. Look how spiky I got.
I know.
You scared me because you told me off in the middle of the podcast.
And also,
I got all nervous.
13.7. Shut up. $13.7 billion in debt.
Wait, what?
Disney have taken on $13.7 billion.
They've taken it on.
Yeah. So in total, the deal has cost Disney essentially $67 billion.
I didn't know you were allowed to trade in debt.
Well, they're not trading in debt. They've committed to paying off Fox's debt of $13.7 billion.
Is that not similar to trading in debt? Is that not what Fox has done?
No, because they've bought Fox. They haven't just bought the debt. They've bought Fox and the debt that goes with it.
That's weird.
But sure, look, that's so much money as to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because how much did they buy Lucasfilm for? I think Lucasfilm was only $4 billion.
Yeah, you say that like it's nothing.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Only $4 billion. And then the last Star Wars film made $2 billion, so they've already made their money back on that. But bloody, this is so much money, it's irrelevant. The question, Ben, for us,
you and I,
and the listeners, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, hard to say.
On the side of bad things,
yeah,
there is a whole list of bad things. on the list of good things,
There's a few.
it means the X-Men might be in the Marvel movies.
Is that a good thing?
That's pretty much... Oh,
I see what you've done.
Ben, tell us, what do you think are the problems that might encounter? And Ben, I don't mean to steer the conversation too much, but I mean, what the type of film is most in danger of disappearing?
Okay. So we were brainstorming this, and James Mangold has actually been misquoted several times this week.
Ben? Ben?
Yeah.
Who's James Mangold?
James Mangold is the man who directed the Fox hit Logan this year, and has been lauded for him steering him away from the superhero genre that he's become accustomed.
Not steering him away from the superhero
He kind of
genre,
helped him grow out of it.
I wouldn't say that either.
What would you say?
It's still a superhero movie.
Yeah.
And I would say as well that it's not even as different a superhero movie as a lot of people make it out to be.
Okay.
It is just a bloody superhero movie at the end of the
Well,
day.
I think it has finer moments
Then what?
than Avengers.
Leave Avengers alone.
Okay, so not even Avengers. I don't know. It's a little more subtle in places.
So it's a subtle superhero movie. It's still a superhero movie.
It's a subtle superhero movie.
It's about a man with razor claws and a healing factor whose healing factor stops working because he's been cloned or some such.
Either way, fundamentally speaking, it's a family drama with a side of adamantium laced on in. If anyone heard a crack on the mic there, it's Mick was thrusting his imaginary claws into the side of my neck. He's had enough of me. So
They can probably hear the sound of my whipping past the microphone because I'm so fast.
I'm actually so nervous right now. You'll hear my sweat hitting the table in a second. But who James Mangold is the man that kind of took on Wolverine 3, which was set to be a bit of a mess, and then pleasantly surprised a lot of people, I think.
Yeah,
if nothing else, it was a real breath of surprise.
A breath of surprise.
So so breath of surprise.
Breath of your new...
That's going to be my new one.
Your new top of the hat.
Top of the hat.
Nod
The tip of the hat.
Nod of the hat.
He basically gave a little chat at the beginning of this news breaking about how he was worried about the future of other films, and what he meant by other films was films that aren't superhero adapted or comic book adapted.
Oh, just other films.
Original screenplays, that kind of thing. He's worried that basically this giant Disney merger will cause... it's basically going to dictate the course of the next couple of films.
Right.
For the next 10, maybe 11, 12 years. And he's been wildly misquoted in that meantime. Lots of websites misattributing his words and telling him that he's worried about Marvel's future. And he's had to come out and say, no, I didn't say anything about Marvel. I said movies that aren't Marvel. So it's quite entertaining. He's on Twitter and he's currently tracking down all the clickbaity websites that are misattributing him, and he's tweeting directly to them being like, that's not what I said. What I said was...
So what are people saying he said?
They're saying that he's worried about the future of Marvel. Basically they're stirring up shit saying that this merger is going to ruin Infinity War, and it's going to ruin...
How would it ruin Infinity War? Infinity War's already made, Ben.
I'm just telling you what the websites are saying.
Stop clickbaiting me.
It ain't me.
Leave your click...
No. Sorry,
save your clickbaiting for Reddit.
Yeah, I do. And then I misspell it sometimes. Repressing African culture. Yeah. One of my finer moments. No, but they have been misattributing his words. Mainly, I think, movies like Logan and Deadpool are on the chopping block.
All of the creators of those movies have said... Not the creators, the executives behind them have said, don't worry, they'll stay... It's a little transformer.
Okay.
They've said, don't worry, they'll stay the same. Deadpool will always be Deadpool. Do you think they're just lying, or are they liars?
Well, that's what I'd say to you if I bought your house, wanted to turn it into a condo, and didn't want you to kick off before something happened. Don't worry, Mick.
Have you bought my house?
But don't worry, I'm not going to change anything about the house. Like, the tiny room is still going to be there.
Yay.
And the cats can stay.
Yay.
Notice how I haven't said anything about you or Katie. The cats can stay. No, I don't think they're probably not lying. But Deadpool is definitely outside the Marvel allowance for what goes on. they don't do R-rated. They don't do grim or gritty or curse-worthy or anything like that. They try a little sass now and then, a little superhero sass. Cap says "damn it" every once in a while, and everyone goes, "Ooh, he's serious now."
Language.
Oh.
So,
but those kinds of movies, those kind of not sleeper hits, that's not right, but those kind of under the radar movies, I suppose, similar to Uncanny X-Force that's going to come out, the horror, is that X-Force? Or is
New Mutants.
New Mutants, thank you. Those movies are under threat, and they are relatively innovative. Innovative?
I say innovative.
Well, then I'll say the opposite.
Innovative. So
they're new and they're interesting.
You're not saying then that I'm pardon me for putting words in your mouth.
It's okay.
But you're not saying that the New Mutants film is at risk, because that's already made.
No, that's already made, and
this deal isn't going to be finished till probably late 2019.
But that's enough to affect the sequels to other films that we like. So Deadpool 1 and 2 could be dramatically different to Deadpool 3. In fact, I don't know whether Ryan Reynolds gets to stay as Deadpool in Deadpool 3.
Well, considering that, let's talk about then how, if they are going to merge, first of all, would it be a good idea to merge the X-Men and into the MCU? And by the X-Men, I mean X-Men and Deadpool, X-Force.
The whole
New
9
Mutants.
yards.
Yeah, the whole mutant fandango. Is it the right idea to merge them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Christ, no.
My opinion, Ben, is... Oh, you said your opinion. Great. Okay, go on.
What's your opinion?
Also no.
Yeah, Christ, no. Look, the X-Men now has been running in its own little pocket dimension for as long as it goes.
Series of pocket dimensions. How many movies are there?
There's
9?
I think it's closer to 10 or 11.
Let's play everyone's favourite game of men trying to remember things. X-Men 2, X-Men The Last Stand.
Yeah. First Class. Second Class.
Days of Future Past. What was that? What the third one called?
Days of Past Future.
No,
Apocalypse.
stop it. Apocalypse. So that's
6.
That's
and
6.
Then you've got the Wolverines running side by
3
side.
Wolverines.
So Wolverine Origins, which has largely been removed from canon.
Wolverine. The Wolverine.
Oh, good.
Logan.
That was creative. Logan, and then that's another
Deadpool.
3. That's 9, and then Deadpool. We'll throw that in there, and then multiple series.
Screw the series, but that's 10.
Screw the series.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Gollum before.
I was quite enjoying that. Anyway, yeah. So look, smartest move they can do is stay away from it, because it's a giant mess of stuff, and Marvel have just sorted out their own timeline. We just got our first, what was it, 2-3 months ago? They launched the official Marvel timeline. Disney gave us the official.
Did they?
Yeah. They finally released what they call their timeline, because they were looking at the different events. So it turns out that Thor 2, Captain America 2, and something else, it could have been Iron Man 3, all happened in the same week.
Yeah, makes
or
sense.
in and around the same month or something like that. Anyway, they had to figure out a way of doing this. And then, this is the reason that Thor couldn't help Captain America. This is the reason that Captain America couldn't help Iron Man. Because they're all busy with their own stuff.
I thought all those films generally do a good enough job of never making you think, well, why don't they just go get help?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not criticizing from that point of view, but Disney felt it so necessary that they have published their official timeline. And loads of people were like, no, that's not the way it works, blah, 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 blah.
Stop creating...
I hate them!
Stop creating nerds who probably don't exist.
I hate them!
Just to rail against.
Straw beards.
Straw beards, very
Straw
good.
beards.
That would have
what they are.
That would have been a good podcast name.
Yeah, would have. Straw beards would have been excellent. Damn it!
Let's talk about very briefly how we would go about integrating them.
Sure.
First of all, Ben, Fantastic Four, no problem. Make an origin movie.
It's about time.
Stick them right in there.
It's about goddamn time.
Yeah. Just make an origin movie.
Could use a Baxter building, that Stark
stick
building,
a Baxter
laden
building.
New York skyline.
Yeah, stick a Baxter building in. I liked where the most recent reboot went with the idea of it being dimensional rather than space travel.
Yeah, dimensional was pretty good.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of things that
space is very 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Dimensions are in, space is out.
Quantum.
Yeah.
Traveling. Like what I did there?
No.
Used a buzzword. Just
Quantum. They travel into the quantum realm and they get special powers and they become a family.
Woo!
And we bring Michael Chiklis back as the thing.
He wants to come back.
I know.
Did you see that?
Yeah, bring him back. Bring him back
Bring
as
Chiklis back.
Bring Chiklis back as the thing. Bring Chris Evans back as the Human Torch.
Oh, that would be excellent.
and recast Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman.
And then have that weird moment in Marvel movies where Captain America meets the Human Torch and they
Brilliant.
go, "Hey, you look really handsome."
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. And
I'd
then
love
Captain
that.
America and Human
I'd
Torch
love
would be very arrogant and smug about it, and Captain America would be very self-deprecating. It would be great. And why not? People can look alike.
It happens.
Yeah.
People have often said that we don't look alike.
Yeah, people often compare me to noted ugly football player Wayne Rooney.
That's so mean.
The ugliest man in football.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
So there's that.
I'm often compared to a wet paper bag.
Yeah. Or that lad from Supernatural.
Oh, Jensen Ackles.
Yeah.
Only predominantly by
teen girls.
teen girls.
Stay away from him, teen girls. He's a real bad egg.
I'm a super bad egg, guys. Steer clear.
What are we talking about? Yeah, so Fantastic Four, easy peasy. Stick him in there. Give them an origin
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Stick him in there.
But
best thing about
Michael,
go on.
What after the Fantastic Four?
Well, hold on. The best thing about sticking the Fantastic Four in is you can get Doom. And then you've got Doctor Doom, and you've got a real Doctor Doom. You don't have Doctor Doom as the smarmy guy from Nip Tuck, who is currently playing the same character in Runaways.
Is he in Runaways?
He's in Runaways.
Keeping up.
Julian, whatever his name is. And you don't have Doctor Doom, who's this weird half metal creature.
Toby, I can never remember his name. He was in Rock and Roller.
Yeah. So anyway, Fantastic Four, Doom, stick them in there. 90% or 98% of the tweets about reintegrating the Fantastic Four have been positive.
Cool. So there's a market there.
Yeah. Only 70% of the X-Men have been positive. What about integrating the X-Men?
Well, look, the thing is, they're staring down the barrel of a massive reboot. Anyway,
Who is?
the X-Men. No, sorry, Fox was looking down the barrel of this because Hugh Jackman finished.
Huge jacked
Huge
man.
jacked man. Yeah,
Oh, very good.
we love that guy. He's retiring.
Yeah, he has run out of steroids.
He's run out of steroids.
So
The
he
doc
has
has
to
said,
retire.
"Oh, look, mate, I'll give it to me straight, Doc. Look, mate, it's not going well. There's a load of steroids in there. Steroids, Doc. I'm not on steroids. Come on, Hugh.
Doing a musical.
Come on, Hugh.
Yeah, Flaming Drongo.
Yeah, Flaming Drungo. It was all right, Doc. I'll listen to you. Good on you, Hugh. Good on you." And that's why he's quitting being Wolverine
Right.
and focusing on musicals. Where the only steroids he can take are honey and lemon for his golden voice. So yeah, he's on his way out. It's messy as is. I only ever want to see Magneto played by Michael Fassbender.
Or Serene McKellen.
I don't know if I care.
Oh, really?
I'm very attached to.
When I was a young man, we would often go and bugger one of the boys down the... It's fine. It's a fine thing to say.
Charles and I spent many a beautiful afternoon on the lake.
Yes,
buggering
each other.
He'd read my mind and I'd lift his wheelchair. Yeah, I don't.
You forgot to make a joke about buggery.
Well, I see, I was going to keep it classy.
Anyway.
And then I'd Roger him
Yes. Good old
until
Roger.
the sun went down. Oh my god.
What are we talking about? Yeah, you see, that's the thing. If you're bringing the X-Men in, I think the thing to do is you'd have to do it slowly. You'd have to do...
Cameos?
No, the opposite. You'd have to... It'd be like a 10-year plan.
A drip-fed X-Men.
Have mutants start appearing in the MCU.
Because we've already got... What are they, enhanced? Is that what they call
Well, you've
them
got
now?
enhanced individuals, you've got
Quick,
Inhumans
Silver.
and stuff like that.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, so have the mystery of where people are suddenly showing up with powers that aren't Inhumans or science experiments or something. And then you could justify a panic.
Hey, Colonel Fury, whatever happened to those Inhuman guys? Somebody shut that man up! I would love that. I would love that very much.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yes. So
drip fed
Drip feed it in.
X-Men.
And then in 10 years' time, have an X-Men movie. 10 years. Let
Will the bubble still be there?
who bloody knows?
Are we at saturation point?
Or maybe in 15 years.
Whoa!
New bubble. Let the current series fade themselves
Phase
out.
2 bubble.
Let the X-Men finish up. Let the New Mutants finish up.
Sure.
Then start again in the MCU. Don't carry
Okay.
anything over. It's too much of a mess.
It's pretty good.
So, Ben, one of the possible problems with this is, from a consumer point of view, we're heading towards the world of the mega corporation.
Mega corporations.
Well, hold on a second. Let me read for you the current the top 10 movies of the year.
Okay.
Right, Beauty and the Beast
Beauty and the Beast.
from Buena Vista, Disney. Wonder Woman,
Yes.
Warner Brothers. Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Oh boy.
Disney. Spider-Man, kind of Disney, kind of
Yeah,
Sony.
no, it's kind of Disney. Let's be honest.
It,
Is that Disney?
Warner Brothers.
Oh, Warner Brothers.
Thor,
Mm-hmm.
Disney. I've written DM, but I've forgotten what it meant. Despicable Me,
Despicable Me.
Universal.
Universal.
Logan,
Fox.
Fox.
Now.
Now Disney.
Disney.
So, even if you look at the current top movies, Star Wars,
It's not great.
Disney, Coco, Fox, and Coco is Disney.
Oh yeah, that came out recently. Any good? I didn't see that.
I haven't seen it. And Ferdinand the Bull,
Which just came out.
Fox.
That was a book.
Yeah,
Gandhi liked it.
Gandhi, the
Gandhi,
The guy who slept nude
been out
with
since
virgins.
then. Yeah, and Hitler banned it.
Hitler banned Gandhi.
Ferdinand the Bull, actually, or sleeping with virgins. I don't know which.
Huh.
Could have been both.
Space Hitler or regular old Hitler?
Regular old Hitler.
That's Hitler's name on the podcast now.
Space Hitler.
No, regular old Hitler.
Oh, regular old Hitler is even better. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So what do you think of mega corporations?
I love them.
Do you think that this will lead to less consumer choice and higher prices?
No.
That was quite petulant.
What
No, it won't, Mick. No, shut up. You're that guy. You're the guy with the voice that you don't like.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of mega corporations. Anything that advertised to me in generic English lady or a generic American lady accent is my favorite. This year from MegaCorp.
Oh, very good.
Take care of your problems with our handy blue pill.
I
I love MegaCorp lady's voice. It's soothing. And I know I'm being diddled.
Who is your favourite or least favourite mega corporation?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, the classic is Tyrell Corp from Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, not the Wallace. Is it the Wallace Foundation? Wallace Corporation?
I think something like that.
It's not the Wallace one. It's the original one, the big pyramid in the middle of the oak. It was just the typical mega corporation. The building took up most of the city. It was huge. It was massive. It was monolithic. It was run by a bit of a nutter. A megalomaniac, if you will. I quite enjoy that one. There have been some classics down the years, though, haven't there?
Well, you know, from the same universe, kind of maybe, Wayland Yutani.
From Alien.
And Predator.
And Predator.
And Alien versus Predator.
Do you mean the Blade Runner universe is in the same universe as Alien and Predator?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this hinted at?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
Well, the androids are clearly replicants.
Oh yeah, well they are. That makes a lot of sense actually.
Well, they're less human than replicants, but it's also set further in the future. So
they may have
stepped back from making two human-like replicants.
They may have gone down.
Or, Ben, here's a bloody plot twist for you have never considered. Maybe every human character in the Aliens movies is actually what we would call now a replicant.
Oh,
Because
what?
I know, right? I've just thought that up now.
Oh, what?
I've blown my own mind.
You mean they became more human than human and are actually human by that standard?
yeah,
Oh my good God.
And they've replaced us.
Oh wow.
And become so human that it's essentially
I'm
pointless.
so on board for that.
That is essentially the plot of Battlestar Galactica, isn't it? That's how it ended up.
I'll never be able to podcast again.
Anyway, yeah, no, apparently the Ridley Scott movies are all slightly tangentially connected.
I think he just heard that people were doing that with Coen Brothers films. He's like, oh, I want in on that.
Interestingly, though, Weyland-Yutani, evil. Why were they evil, though? What did they do that was bad?
They were just a corporation.
They were a corporation, but the main kind of shitty thing that they did was they really wanted to get an alien, to bring it back
And experiment on it.
and exploit it to make money.
Yeah.
And now Disney have bought Fox, and now they own Alien, and now they will presumably exploit it to get money.
Meta!
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, Ben?
Meta!
Also, I'm sure you've seen the internet jokes over the last couple of weeks that since the Alien Queen,
Yeah.
the Alien Queen now belongs to Disney,
Oh no.
and all of the aliens are her daughters.
Oh, so
That
we
makes
have alien princesses.
The
now.
aliens are Disney princesses.
Oh, excellent.
Also, because do you remember Anastasia?
The
Not-
DreamWorks knockoff.
Yeah, that's now a Disney. Disney now own that. 'Cause it
Oh,
was
that's
Fox.
weird.
So now, is she going to be promoted to
They
Disney
won't
princess?
make a Russian into a Disney princess right now.
Ooh.
They won't.
Ooh. Ooh.
What? That's not
Oh,
that
no, no,
political.
no, it's
it's
not
just not the right climate.
Too cold.
It's hey,
Very good.
There he is. They've also already got a Frozen princess. She sings a lot. She's dope. Yeah. The thing I really enjoy about that, though, the fact that that's their money making scheme is let's capture a biological thing and turn it into a weapon. That is the least lucrative thing on the market. That's such a bad product. They do it in all the big corporations.
Yeah.
Let's take a human, let's augment him, and let's turn him into a weapon.
And sell
it's
it.
the stupidest business plan ever.
It also seems, wasn't it the bad guy's business plan in Jurassic World as well?
It's the business plan in everything. RoboCop.
Uh-huh.
That's the plan. Find a cop, make it into a better cop.
What's the evil corporation in RoboCop?
I can't remember what it's called now. No.
The City of Detroit, OCP?
OCP, I think, is the name of it. Michael Keaton runs it anyway in the reboot. I don't know who runs it in the original, but that's their job. The Blue Sun Corporation in Firefly wants to take
River
River
Tam.
and turn her into a super weapon. It happens again in
Jurassic
the Umbrella
World.
Corporation in
Yeah.
Resident Evil. They're obsessed with building a mega soldier kind of thing. It's just, what is this obsession with taking humans, which are traditionally breakable and kind of,
Squishy.
not so durable, and then turning it into a super thing? And then they're always surprised, like, oh, it's got free will. Oh no.
Oh, it's broken free.
Oh, nuts.
Although I suppose we only see the ones breaking free because the movie wouldn't be terribly interesting if they didn't break free.
Yes, I suppose.
You know what I mean? If we just watched a 3-hour movie about a very well organized corporation, yeah, and let's say they capture an alien on the planet XK219, and
XK219.
Yeah.
Where's that?
it's in the Perseid arm.
It's Omni Consumer Products, OCP. You're absolutely
That's exactly what I said.
right. No, I know, but I'm just saying you're absolutely right.
I know. Mix, not retractions.
Mixed out retractions.
Mick was
He's
right
never gonna
all
do
along.
one. Ben feels sheepish.
No, so imagine if we watched a 2-hour movie about a corporation who went to a planet and they found an alien, a xenomorph. Do you say xenomorph or xenomorph?
I say xenomorph
Me too.
because I say xenophobia.
Yeah, not xenophobia.
No,
Xenophobia would be a fear of calmness. Oh.
Constant state of panic
So
because can't handle it.
they go to a planet, they find some xenomorphs and they capture them,
Okay.
and then they bring them back and they do extensive testing,
Yes.
very transparent testing. They let
It's all above board.
all
The
the
UN
relevant-
sanctions
yeah.
it. It's quite humane.
They let all the relevant authorities know. They breed several of them. Then they realize these would be relatively hard to control in a kind of war type scenario. Maybe
We'll
we'll
incinerate
just,
them.
Yeah, just incinerate them.
Maybe it's a failed product,
Yeah.
and we often have products that fail,
Yeah.
and we put them away.
Yeah, I think that's what Samsung tried to do with the S7, but they only set them to incinerate like when it was in your pocket.
It's too late.
Or on an airplane.
To be fair, I think there's the rogue scientist element as well, though. There's always one mad genius that wants to push his agenda more. Because they have that in Batman Forever.
Go on.
They have that thing where Bruce Wayne goes up to Jim Carrey and goes, "Hey, you know the weird mind control box that like siphons off people's like mental power? We're not gonna fund that anymore. That's done. And then Jim Carrey loses his freaking mind.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "No, you're supposed to understand." And he has this big moment, but it's like when you actually look at Bruce Wayne's decisions, like Bruce Wayne's not a bad guy here. Like it's a dangerous product. You can't sell that.
Yeah. Isn't that the origin of Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well?
Yeah, he just completely misplaces his anger.
Yeah.
Towards Spider-Man.
But isn't he like,
Spider-Man?
we'll give people electricity powers with eels, and they're like, nah.
Ah, come on, buddy.
And that's Oscorp.
Yeah, and Oscorp love a bit of human augmentation.
Oh, there you go. Bloody Green Goblin.
Yeah, sure, he was a big steroid-induced nutter. Yeah, but like it seems to be a real thing. If anything is going wrong in these movies, it's their psychological profiling. They're just, the test just isn't rigorous enough.
But it's not only people though. Like the aliens is another good example. Paul Reiser trying to capture the alien to bring it back.
He's obsessed.
That was not going to work. Or Vincent D'Onofrio trying to capture the raptors.
Yeah.
Because someone...
Do you remember that stupid line in that film, actually? Oh, imagine if we had these in Iraq. And he's looking so happy about it. And you're like, yeah, your own lads would have gotten eaten. Like,
yeah, or they would have just run off.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, they would have just run off and, had raptor sex and Iraq would be overrun with Are they sterile?
I think they're all girls.
Oh.
That was the plot.
Oh.
But then some of them metamorphosized.
Into lads?
Because they used a frog that could do it. That's Jurassic Park.
That sounds an awful lot like pseudoscience.
Yeah, it is.
The sequel's coming out. Jeff Goldsman's back.
Yeah,
Life finds a way. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
If I could get like the world's perfect audiobook duo, it would be Nice American Corporation Lady and Jeff Goldblum. I would love that. That would be a great podcast duo.
Yeah, are there any other evil mega corporations that are worth talking about?
There's LexCorp.
Oh, Lex. Lex loves a super weapon.
He does. Oh, he's upset. For a man who could solve all the world's problems and has done it on several occasions in the comics, he's awful obsessed with getting big guns.
He's cured AIDS.
He has, and then he
cancer.
withholds it so he can make more money.
Yeah, I think a lot of people believe the government actually does.
I'm just not willing to believe that we're that organised or
no,
smart.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the thing. I love conspiracy theories because they seem to give some people so much credit. I really think we're not that smart.
Yeah, no.
I think it's just a bunch of greedy people trying to make money. But yeah, he's done a load of that kind of thing.
Bizarro? Is Bizarro a Lex?
Bizarro's one of his, failed clone experiment.
I saw a great video on the internet the other day, Ben, from another, I don't know where I saw it, but it was basically, wouldn't Batman vs Superman have been a lot better
if it was Bizarro?
If it was Bizarro instead of Doomsday.
That would have been great.
And then it would have been Lex's own doing, rather than kind of random chance that created the giant monster.
It's just real bad writing.
Yeah.
It's just sloppy people who get paychecks because they work fast.
Do you think it's about speed?
I think a lot of it's to do with speed.
I think it's a lot of it's about not caring.
Is it? Oh, well, that's a different issue. I think a lot of it's to do with speed because they're trying to keep on the hype train. Hype train! Woo woo! That's actually Jason Momoa.
That would be your wrestler name.
Hype train.
Here comes the hype train.
I get knocked out in the first round every time.
For sure. People will be like, oh no, the hype train got derailed.
Nobody saw that coming. Oh, that'd be excellent.
The hype train got derailed again.
That's deadly. I love that.
Oh,
I'm probably not supposed to love that. I mean, is that insulting in some form? It probably is.
Completely back on to something we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, sure.
Marvel Disney merger. One of the happiest groups of people are Marvel versus Capcom fans.
The video game.
The video game.
Why?
Did you hear about Marvel vs. Capcom? I can't remember what the most recent one is called. Infinity, I think it's called. There are no X-Men characters in it.
Oh, that's tragic.
And the first Marvel vs. Capcom game was actually X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Oh.
So the X-Men characters have been... Is your phone on?
Sorry. It wasn't supposed to go off. I didn't know people would actually want to talk to me.
One of the main driving forces of Marvel... Stop punching the table! Bloody phone going off! Punching the bloody table!
Oh, I'm so sorry. Keep going.
What was I saying before you...
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yes.
The original X-Men versus... I do listen.
They've always had the X-Men, and the X-Men were kind of core to it. But then in the most recent game, no X-Men. No Deadpool. No. Yeah. No X-Men and no Deadpool.
I had a look an aghast look upon my face.
Yeah, he did. But now they're back. Well,
that's good.
Hopefully they'll be back.
That's
now.
good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
So people will buy it.
Yay!
Shall we wrap it up there, Ben?
Yeah, that's about it. Let us know what you think of evil megacorporations. Are you going to accept them as your lord and savior, or are you going to join a small alliance who band together to fight the evil of megacorporations?
Yeah, they're
And possible zombies.
yeah, terrorists.
Let us know if you thought the new Star Wars was good or bad.
Or kind of indifferent.
Or kind of don't care. And let us know if you prefer emo Darth Vader or original Darth Vader. Bye!
Bye!